Hello and welcome back to the Bump Out Podcast. My name is Hayden Short and I'm joined by my best mate, Adrian Messner. You could probably hear the joy in my voice, the smile on my face. You can hear it. I know on YouTube you can see it, but if you're watching on YouTube, Adrian hasn't showed any emotion. How are you, Adrian? He's sitting here looking like an Eskimo. Dark Eskimo.
It's
black
a sad
Eskimo.
day. It's a sad day. And it's not because we are farewelling your 20s,
Yes.
but it is because we are entering another dynasty. I've just been watching 8 in a row highlights all day. I'm very, very upset. The game that got away is what we're calling it here in New South. New South in your mouth. So, yeah, mate, look, not doing too great. Last year, I think I did a jersey reveal,
Yeah,
actually pre-show for you
you did.
as a bit of a G-up.
Mm-hmm.
But this year, I'm going to do it. Now we're live on YouTube. I'm
Yep.
still loud and proud. It's coming off. I'm actually not that upset. Come on.
Give me a mic.
Give me a mic. Yeah.
Double.
Double it.
Ooh, and doesn't he look good in it too? You'd know this famous jersey, the infamous jersey. Nice. And
We're back.
the glasses.
And
And,
we're
the
back.
shades.
And we're back.
And the fresh hair.
Into a fresh hair. Freshish hair. Freshish hair. Mate, how am I going? Yeah. Still suffering the loss. Still sad. Haven't gotten over it. Don't think I will for a while.
Yeah.
But as we said, all Origin series, things just go to script, bro.
Omens.
So didn't we have some omens yesterday?
We did.
Hayden, how are you feeling, first of all?
Really good. I just wanted to start with thank you for organising a Queensland victory for my 30th.
You know what? At least my money went to something useful. And I'm
Yes.
glad that you could have a positive memory out of it.
Thank you. Very positive memory. So just for anyone that doesn't know, we'll just give you a quick rundown. My 30th birthday is tomorrow. And my best friends, I have many, but my bestest friends, BFFs forever, BFF 4 letter ever,
BFFFS.
EVA, are Adrian and Thomas. Adrian I do this one with, and Thomas who we feel sorry for. So Adrian and Thomas organised they organised my 30th birthday present and they thought, what can we get you? Physical. Because you can get whatever you want yourself.
Yeah.
But what can you not replace? An experience and a memory. And they know what I love. It's their company. And I hope anyone listening out there, you one day have friends like I do. Because this was one of the best days of my life. And it was capped off with a win, which is incredibly lucky because I'm not going to lie, I went into this game and didn't feel very confident.
Very lucky.
Very confident as a fan, and I had a great day. We went to lunch at one of our favourite, I know it's only a pub, but you know how much that means to me. Love a schnitzel. Anyone that loves a schnitzel with mushroom sauce, you'll understand. We're not telling you where because now we're pretty big. So
Simplicity is key.
it is.
Simplicity.
Then we went later on, got a lava cake from Domino's.
Oh, yeah.
Once again, doesn't sound too flash. It sounds stingy, but it's not. It's the little things that count.
Now, I can tell you now, from a stingy standpoint, it's not cheap, mate.
Not in the not
For a
anymore.
lava cake,
Not anymore.
$5 a lava cake.
Yeah, we're gonna have. Well, at the
Serious
end of the
chats.
year, I think we're having a serious chat about this, about a lava cake and that
Yeah.
price, the inflation on it. Shout out to your wife actually for making lava cakes incredible,
Thank you.
very good. And there's only a few times too.
Exactly.
Imagine how good she's gonna get soon. But
Fingers
also
crossed.
that night, Adrian says pack a bag. I pack a bag. We're heading towards the city. I'm thinking, what's 40 minutes away from the place we had lunch? I'm looking here now. They gave me 3 questions. Somewhere, basically a restaurant, dessert, a favourite of both, and then somewhere we stayed together. I did guess it, and I stayed in the Pullman in Hyde Park. Great, for one night, and I thought, how are we going to go to the game, or how are we going to watch Origin tonight? We're supposed to watch it at yours.
Yep.
And they surprised me and said, you're going to the game.
So we did.
So we did, and what a game it was. Firstly, I'd like to send our condolences to the Munster family.
Yeah, big time.
I know we're going to the end of the game, but the way Munster coming up as captain to accept the trophy and lift it up with Papa, which I think was a nice touch.
Sure was.
But the speech to say to my mum, the pause and the quiver, to my sister and to the family, my kids, I just looked at that and just think,
So, like
I
you
love
said,
that for you, man.
well, I think it's like you said, mate. This is family's bigger than rugby league.
It is.
And
the thing, rugby league is family too.
it is. And rugby league is a great game. It can bring everybody together.
Very inclusive. I just
So-
love that. I think he could have mentioned his dad, but still I like it that he made that moment for the people that are here,
yeah.
the people that are supporting him still, and the people that he loves. And obviously, owes it time to, because it's obviously it would take a lot of time away. These little extra things just take you away from your family a lot more.
Mate, then we're just sitting here talking about footy for
I
a
know.
couple of days.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if that was your life.
10-day camp, you're away from your family the whole time. Like,
You
yeah,
can
fair
only-
enough. They get paid handsomely. We're not saying they don't.
Oh yeah, and it's a life choice. Like you're choosing to be a professional
And
athlete,
you'd
but
want to get those high achievements and
Yeah.
high accolades.
but it's something.
The sacrifice,
Yeah, it added to the emotion of the night,
big time.
and I think that's probably a good place for us to start, Hayden.
Oh, for sure.
The emotion.
One emotion I want to bring up that I just think people that didn't attend the game, and this is my second game attending. I attended one at Suncorp Stadium, Billy
Yep.
Slater's final game
Oh,
that they won, lost
Wow.
the series. New South Wales lifted the shield in Queensland. Very weird feeling. Everyone
Yeah.
was booing. It just wasn't on, and it
Yeah.
was raining. And then Josh Papali'is or Papali. Still trying to
Papali.
work out. Josh
I think it's
Papali's
Papali. I think he
Josh
prefers Papali.
Papali's last game as well
Yeah.
for Queensland, that he was victorious, which I love. Something I wanted to bring up, the biggest cheer. Did you look at it and did you hear, who did you feel being in the stadium? The biggest cheer was for. I wrote it down straight away.
You wrote yours down?
Yeah. You have yours. Do you have your view on it? I have top 3
Yeah.
in order too.
Okay, in order.
For New South Wales, obviously, everyone in New South Wales, the 75,000 with the 5,000 Queensland fans, it felt like.
Yeah, okay.
They were booing every Queensland fan. So it had to be New South Wales. Give us your top 3.
I felt like 3 was Payne Haas,
Well done. Spot on.
right? 2, I think 2 surprised me. I felt like it was Stephen Crichton.
Okay.
Number 1 had to be Cleary for me.
Okay.
What about you? What did you have?
I had number 3, Payne Haas. Number 2, Nathan Cleary.
Yep.
Number 1, Brian To'o.
Yeah.
I think you just missed that. I think you were with Sammy,
Yeah.
or because we heard the cheers as we were walking back up.
Correct.
Shout out to Sammy.
Yeah,
Avid
exactly.
listener. Big
Avid.
supporter.
Hopefully.
Was helping, and she was helping there too. At work, obviously.
At work. Yep.
Helping us stay safe.
Exactly.
Brian To'o, it was as we were walking up the stairs, the roar of the crowd, I was like, wow. Because the reception of Dylan Edwards was obviously like, oh, they're coming on the screen, let's go.
So it's a
But
bit,
the
it's a
Brian
bit delayed.
To'o was like, Stephen Crichton was very good too, probably nearly tied with Payne Haas.
Yeah, I don't know. I just thought like a core. It's the Bulldogs.
Yeah, true.
It's our home. Very, like even Lomax was actually heavily. He was his reception was quite well.
Something, yeah, it was taken well, wasn't it? Something I think I said to someone today, I was like, I think the reception for To'o is the Islander thing, because a lot of the Islanders jump on the bandwagon of Queensland if
But
they're
is
not
it-
support, so they're supporting him as an Islander as well.
But is it also like a from the area, like a
Maybe. And they're
like almost
big,
a Sydney
let's
boy?
go boys.
That's big, bro. They had
Yeah.
4 of them.
Yeah.
So
Which
obviously, you
Lewis
got,
was big too.
yeah, bro.
And Crichton, obviously. But Cleary,
Yeah.
considering how the game went, Cleary, he had a lot of support there.
Yeah.
People were very positive on him.
Well, I'm not going to be.
Let's
so.
go into it. But actually, before we get there, another emotion, biggest boo for the Queensland team.
Biggest boo. Yeah, you make me really think
I won't
about
make
it.
you guess.
You tell me.
Biggest boo, Reece Walsh at 18th man.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
They booed a lot of the players, but Reece
It
Walsh
was a
got the
big
biggest
boo,
boo,
actually,
and he was
yeah.
18th man. He didn't even play.
You're right. Oh, Carraz had a good
Good cheer
reception
too.
as well. Yeah, good cheer. Really
18th
good cheer.
man.
Look, I think we need to just start in. I think that this game was won through that emotion. So in that, I suppose when you look at the changes that Billy had made throughout the series, from game 2 he dropped the captain, bring in Tommy Dearden, but then he finally decided to bring Josh Papali back in and drop Mo Fodawaker after a game that he had won. And we thought, we actually suggested to make a change in that specific position prior to game 2 anyway. Even from game 1, we didn't really agree with the selection. But do you think that his understanding of Origin and what it takes as a state, as a team to win these series is actually that feeling that you have and the camaraderie that you have between the boys and the reason why you want to win? Do you think that is now outweighing the actual ability to play the game of rugby league?
For Tommy Dearden or for Billy Slater?
Well,
Because
I
he
think
knows
for Queensland.
both. Okay.
Because that's the whole thing that we hear about Queensland is they get Origin and New South Wales don't. And when we won the game in game 1, we actually sat and said, like, it felt very much NRL standard. Like, it was a very analytical game and they played it exactly like that. But when you look at the stats, and we'll go through them a bit later on, but they're very evenly split down the middle. But Queensland dominated that game. And I don't think New South Wales were in that game for probably 70 of the 80 minutes. And I just think that was going to be just my question to you. Do you feel like that it's not an out? He didn't out coach Laurie Daly, but I felt like the decisions that he made were to rally the troops.
Yeah.
And do you think that was the biggest factor in winning that?
I think yes, I agree about 80%. I think 20% of that is timing. Not just timing of the substitutes, but timing of the changing of the guard.
Yeah.
From Cherry Evans to Dearden. I think it's very lucky. Dearden comes off a few spoons with the Broncos into basically never playing NRL again, it looked like. It was that bad. And then turning it around. They knew his talent. Like, and to become at this perfect time, he's been a 6 all his career.
Yeah.
I know in the juniors he was a 7. Comes into grade, plays like Lockyer last night. Try saving tackles, dummy and runs, strong in defense, leading the boys. Like, it's just been a really good, I think it's perfect timing. It's very lucky. Cherry Evans leaves his club. Okay form at Manly. Like, the script is completely written.
Yeah.
That's very, very, very lucky. They put Tommy Dearden to 7 for Cowboys. They start excelling. He's not there. They lose games. He jumps into a squad. They bring Papali'i in, who's playing the form of his life. Like, last year. He wouldn't have been brought in.
No.
Canberra flying. It's the perfect timing for all these little parts to come to. Shibasaki is playing Japanese rugby, comes into the Broncos, and Broncos are finally hitting form.
But see, that's
just
the thing.
all hit at the same time.
But that's the thing. Like, you've got a backline of Hammer. We mentioned it in the TikTok that we made.
Yeah.
You got Shibasaki and Robert Toya in the centres, who this time last year, everyone would have been like, who the hell are they? And they come in and they just outclassed Stephen Crichton and Latrell Mitchell.
Yeah.
Arguably the 2 best centres in the game of NRL.
You wouldn't pick Shibasaki and Toya over them any day. I don't care.
No.
I'd nearly pick an injured Latrell over them too.
I'd pick both of them at 60% over.
Yeah. You
Shiba
would.
and Toya.
You just would. And if you say otherwise, you're one-eyed.
Yeah.
You would.
That's why I say...
And that's just a Broncos fan. It's from a Broncos fan too.
But that's why I feel like they had to... The reasoning behind the win was bigger than the actual context of the game. Like,
I think it's more game plan as well. I like the feeling and the emotion on it.
Yeah.
But I think it's more game plan.
But
Because we said it a few times. They were swinging right to come back left. And the position we were in was perfect for the first half.
Yeah.
Because Queensland just defended them so easy. It was swing to the right, couple tackles.
Yeah.
Payne Haas under through the middle or through second row spot.
They always,
Swing back to the left. And Edwards was in the way of Crichton. Edwards was in the way of Latrell. Latrell was forcing passes. To'o couldn't get over his man. To'o was injured. To'o wasn't 100%.
To'o was at best, I think 60, 60,
okay,
70.
I'm going to say a bit more. I think maybe 80. But still, that 20% of him not trusting the injury.
I think he got better actually as the game went on, as he warmed it up, maybe a bit more.
It just looked like if he's fair and maybe the pace a touch as well to get Tommy Dearden to get him. I still think Tommy Dearden probably gets there.
Yeah.
But the contact is different, the way he uses his body. He had to be injured because he just had little uncharacteristic, like just minute movements that just weren't Brian To'o.
Yeah.
And at his best, he scores or gets through, makes line breaks, tackle breaks.
Yeah.
But I think the big one was Latrell.
Yeah.
I spoke to our Cairo today. Our Cairo, I love that we can say that.
Yeah.
And he said that I've lost all hope in Origin. I'm disappointed. I don't want to watch it again. It's just because I've lost hope. And he said the one thing we had last night was Latrell. And I was like, okay, yeah, the one thing you did have was Latrell, but you basically only gave everything to Latrell. You put it all on Latrell's back. Fair enough, he gave, I think, Brian To'o maybe 2 line breaks. I'd say line breaks is in.
When
the winger was dropped.
When we looked likely, it was on
Latrell.
the left.
Although, poor decision from Latrell to kick early. I think it was third tackle.
That was early, yeah.
Early on in the game, 20 minutes in, which went into a kick from Luai. It was taken in the in goal for a 20-minute restart. So what New South Wales wanted to do just didn't come off. And I think that compounded throughout the game.
Yeah.
Edwards, the little characteristics that we love about Edwards shone. But at the same time, you saw the deficiency in the talent, the Connor Tracy effect.
Yeah.
The safe man under the high ball, not offering this. Oh, now he needs to offer something, does he? Okay, well, all series and all his career.
It's not why we picked him.
Exactly. You can't start offering something you never had.
You can't say, we should have had like some ball player there who can throw a 3-man cut. It's not the guy that we picked, man.
No, and
it's not
you
the
have
way that we won.
strike.
It's not the way that we won game 1 either.
Do you think it was summed up by Nate? We were yelling for Spencer.
Yeah.
Spencer comes on, huge cheer.
29-minute mark.
One
is
of the
when we
biggest.
said we
Shout
need
out
come
to
on.
the cheer as well.
Yeah.
Come on, one of the biggest cheers off the bench. Like credit to himself.
But I think that's because New South Wales knew they needed some fucking energy, bro.
Comes on the field, takes one run. Nathan Cleary gets the ball in the middle of the field about probably 4 to 5 minutes later.
Yeah.
Nathan Cleary runs left, right, just throws it to him one step from the defense and he gets dragged back.
Yeah.
What do you like? It looked like they went, we're shell shocked right now. Let's just, big boys, get us on the front foot. And one of the only forwards that can probably do that, AFB and Payne Haas.
Yeah.
Payne Haas
did all he could. Yeah.
And considering he was with the heat pack the day before or the day of,
Just keeping his back warm, keeping him going.
Keeping
it loose.
I don't even know if he'll play for Broncos this week.
He shouldn't. He shouldn't play for the next couple
I
of
don't
weeks.
think he needs to.
He
Shouldn't need to.
He can have 3 weeks off now. Like they got into the bye.
Yeah. I've
don't need
talked
to play
enough about
against
New
the
South Wales. I'll let you.
No, I think you should. It's a good talking point. I like going back and forth because then we're not
just
honing
going
in on our own.
exactly it.
I think you hit the nail on the head. Like we did feel a bit shell shocked, but that's what it felt like through the whole stadium.
It did.
Through the whole like these, and that's what I'm saying. Like Origin is just so different. Like, and I can't really. I suppose I haven't had enough time to reflect and look back. And if I could rewatch the whole game a couple of times, I think in a few months' time from now we'll be able to reflect much better. But yeah, it just felt like that. There were some key moments where even in the crowd you could feel we needed something, and Laurie just refused to make a change. It was like we need some energy. Like he played Max King 20 minutes. We changed that role. He was one of our best in game one. And I'll put my hand up as a Bulldogs fan. Maybe there's a little bit of bias there. That's fine. I thought game 2 was fair. But game 3, that was a waste of a selection. It was such a waste. Like we have Keon and Terrell May absolutely raring to go. They would be, I'm telling you now, if we started them next to Payne Haas, they would be doing exactly what he was doing.
I'm scared.
Exactly what he was doing. There's no fear factor in Queensland either. Like, yeah, if we stop Payne Haas, there's no fear factor. Once we get through that period, Spencer's going to come on, but Payne's going to be, he's going to be fatigued. We're going to be able to handle him. Then all you got to do is handle Spencer Leniu. I called for Connor Watson before halftime. I wrote it down. It was the 29-minute mark, bro. We needed an injection of energy. Our right side shape lacked connectivity. And that's the whole Penrith edge. That's the whole. You got Nathan Cleary, Liam Martin. Out the back would be Dylan Edwards, Stephen Crichton outside of him,
and then Lomax just
Lomax
plugs in, which is another brilliant addition.
And like, how does that right side look so disconnected?
Well, the fact that the thing that backs you up is what they were doing. See, this comes from losing the forward battle. Yeah, because what they were going to was the chip up and over every time. Like
it felt very Parramatta.
But you were getting on the that's spot on. It's exactly what it is. It's exactly what they did. And why do I know that? Because I've been watching him closely for SuperCoach. Yeah. It's literally, where's Lomax? Let's go. Take 2 left. Let's kick up to Lomax. And they were too deep. Yeah. But the issue is it wasn't too deep. They were great kicks. Most of them were great kicks on the 10, 15, 20, but you weren't rolling forward to give him enough time. No. He had to be sprinting down there by himself. And then there's a tackle. You don't want to give Ham a broken line.
No.
You don't want to give Ham a broken line.
This is the thing. Like, you want good kick pressure, right? Yeah. But you also want good a good kick contest.
Yes.
Like, from everyone, but you don't want everyone running and going, where's Lomax? I don't want to get in his way.
And you can't, exactly, it's happened a lot, and you can't contest the ball by yourself. And you can contest, he's broken, that's it.
But
your win spot's gone.
We saw that later in the game as well. Crichton and Lomax smacked into each other because Crichton went, finally, I'm going to go for the ball, fuck it.
Yeah.
Like, that edge.
This is not working, I'm going for it.
That edge defensively, I felt early in the game, they were good. I liked Luai and D, Liam Martin on the right. I think they were our 2 standouts on either edge to start. Yeah. As the game went on, obviously Queensland watching the game with Billy Slater up in the box, they started to manipulate a few things in and around both of those guys. But yeah, realistically, that first half, I think that's where the game was lost. In obvious, that was what, 20
4 points? Yeah.
20-0? Was it 20-0? It was 20-0 half time.
20-0.
Like we were just shell shocked, and from there, like, you're not going to win a game of rugby league, let alone State of Origin.
I'm not sure if we said Queensland Maroons defeated New South Wales Blues 24-12.
They did.
I don't think we said that.
Well, if you're here and you don't know,
if you're not listening to the special, if you're listening to the special and you haven't gone through the game,
yeah. Okay, I want to throw something in there.
go.
Something that pissed me off. There is a time and place for a Mexican wave. And it's not when New South Wales down at home 20-0. Fuck off with your Mexican wave, bro. Yeah, I was literally yelling at them, sit the fuck down. We're losing the game, all right? Everyone's just paid big money to be here and we're getting fucking smashed. And you want everyone to get up and be happy and do a Mexican wave? Fuck off.
Wrong time.
Wrong time, bro. Wrong time.
Very, very poor timing.
Jesus Christ,
One
man.
of the worst, I think one of the worst timings I've seen in any stadium. At the time what I said to you was, the time was Canberra v Storm.
Yeah.
Or the last day of Magic Round. You've sat through 7 games or 6 games, including if you went to the girls' game.
Yep.
Sat through that many games, and then at the end you finally go, let's go a Mexican wave. Positive. Yeah. Or the end of the Saturday night.
There's always a good one each day, Magic Round, right?
Yeah.
But
not in an important game like this. You're not a
it.
true fan if you're doing a Mexican wave mid-game.
Honestly, and I know the spectacle is there, everyone goes, but me, I'm there for the game, bro. I couldn't give a shit about your Mexican wave. Shove that straight up your ass. And I don't know. It was just...
It wasn't good timing.
It wasn't.
It was shocking.
Well, down, I was pissed off. It was
emotional.
Just emotional, bro.
There was a lot of feeling in the crowd, but it was feeling of I felt isolated. It felt like it was just condensed to quick. Once we score, we cheer, and then we stop and we wait. Oh, what are Queensland going to do? Yeah. It was like New South Wales was scared. It felt like me. Yeah. Prior to the game, but in mid-game, I was confident, and New South Wales fans were not.
Yeah. I agree.
Funny.
I agree, bro. The pressure. The pressure of the occasion. We have to talk about the halves. Did they deliver? Did they not deliver? In my opinion, I'll start. Nathan Cleary. Do I think that he needs to be in a team? Yes. Do I think maybe his time in the 7 jumper is done? Possibly. Mitch Moses obviously got injured, and that's to the downfall of New South Wales, to the downfall of Parramatta, downfall of Mitch Moses himself. But I just think next year, does Cleary get selected in the 7? My vote is no. What's your vote?
No.
For the same reasons?
Who would you go then?
Mitchell Moses at 7.
Luai 6 keeps his spot.
Yeah,
I like Luai.
So.
I liked him. Good energy.
I think
it's good for NO as well.
I think we've seen Nathan Cleary be able to play second fiddle in the 6 role, similar to what he did at the end of the year for Penrith last year. I think he can play 6 at that level. I just think it felt like at that time, how many times did we yell out that Cleary's just he's got nothing coming off him? And I don't know whether he just thought, you know what, I'll just get the boys on my back and I'll just dummy and run myself. But I just felt like that wasn't the option, and it just didn't. And don't get me wrong, he's probably going to go down as the best halfback that we've ever known, and all that sort of stuff. He actually equaled the record for the most games as a New South Wales halfback last night with Joey Johns, 16 and 16, and he's 27.
And that was one of the worst performances from him I've seen.
So I don't know what you need. Imagine,
and that's critical because we rate him.
Imagine a Queensland side like that, though. Imagine with such a big spectacle like that, and they come out and they play if they had a performance like that, you guys would rip their heads off. Literally.
Slater's proven.
You got
lost
2
game
anyways,
1 and got rid of him and put Dearden straight in.
That's what I mean.
After Dearden played 20 minutes. And he's not even a 7. Dearden's not even a 7.
And last year, I was the first one to get behind Nathan Cleary, and I was like, bro,
yeah.
The criticism he was getting.
I think I was too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
A lot of people were.
I'm probably going Luai 6, Isaiah Katoa 7. But at the same time, I don't mind Moses 6, Katoa 7, because I like his defensive ability and I like his kicking game to help Katoa. Yeah. And Katoa ball plays. Because Katoa doesn't have the biggest boot.
But what do you think?
But I think Moses can kick him around the field.
What do you think Queensland did well last night that we didn't? Direct. Playing direct from the halves.
Yes.
It's Katoa. Katoa, he's the best direct half in the game at the moment.
Yeah.
Bar none. It's Cleary on his day is number 1. But at the moment, form-wise, Katoa is number 1.
Well, it's also quite hard when you're not rolling forward. Because you're running into a defensive line, it's already in your face. Well, that's your first step's not going to be forward into them because now you're cramping your boys. Yeah, you got to give early ball, and there's just no chance. Even turning them under, what are you turning under? Take 3 steps forward for what? Who are you drawing in? Yeah, you're not just switching for the sake of switching. There's no point.
I think that we didn't play as a pack as well. That forward, as you just said that, I was like,
I think the Max King thing. I think you're right.
Max King was a bit of a waste in the sense of
a little bit of a waste.
It took a Manu. We have to give him his flowers.
We do.
Because we
too.
said for the first probably 35 he did nothing. Then probably for his next 10 minutes on the field.
That was one of the best forwards on,
What did he
on the
have?
field.
He had, I actually wrote it down.
Try
He
saver.
had a try saver 37th minute. He waxed Carrigan off the dropout.
Yep.
And then
It lifted the
it was
energy
just
a little bit.
It was just defensive efforts that he actually did. And I was like, that's probably why he's there.
And try saver,
And I can get that.
if he's not there,
It's a
Queensland
dead
run
set
away
try.
with it.
Dead set, bro. And that would have been, that was 37th minute.
And
that would have been,
and if some players just look like they're not very fit.
Yeah.
And I feel like when I'm like that on the field a little
even
bit.
though you're keeping up with the game.
Keeping up with the game, but you just don't look like you're ready. He looked like he was gone for the minute he ran on.
Yeah.
He looked like he was just spent. But that's the motor of Melbourne.
It is.
It's just to continuously keep going even when you're down and out.
Keep
and to
moving,
make that
bro.
tackle
Keep moving.
is exactly why he's in the squad. And I think he saved his squad. He saved his spot for next year from that try saver.
I think
to
so
beat
too.
it. Who does that? Payne Haas.
Yeah.
What other forward? Max King.
I tell
Payne
you who
Haas,
else does
Max
it?
King, Utoi Kamanu.
Terrell May,
Terrell May.
Keon Kolomatangi.
The boys that are chosen there do the extras.
What about your edges?
Hudson Young could also do that.
What about the edges? Angus Crichton, Liam Martin. You were the biggest
Crichton
fan.
stood up pretty well. I liked him.
Liam got
think-
hooked at the end.
Liam
I
got
don't know if
hooked
he
at the
got
end.
hooked.
He did a lot of work.
Bro, he would have
was
been really
defensively. He's had a long year, man. He's had a long 4 years.
They threw a lot of traffic at him too. A lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
They did. A lot of traffic. Liam Martin got hooked because Hudson Young needs to come on somewhere.
Yeah.
And he came on and read sideways. And he got the ball, it ran sideways and kicked. And didn't pass to Luai on one of the tackles. And that just shows the halves. That's a half issue. That's a half issue.
That is a half issue. If your lock's coming on, who's playing lock is coming on and needing to fucking kick, bro.
Because Isaiah Yeo went into front row, didn't he?
Front row rotation.
Yeah.
So that's gonna move forward. Next year we have Cameron Murray. This is gonna be completely different again.
100%. 100%.
What I didn't like as well is each game, the forward pack roles changed. Everyone did something different every game.
Is that on Laurie?
I think it's a
Or
Laurie.
is that on an attacking?
I think it's a Laurie, but I don't know who does what in that coaching staff. But how are you going to have everyone play a different role every game, except for Payne Haas, really?
Yeah.
And who played the best?
Payne Haas.
Consistent role, knew what he was doing every game, but then again, he does that every week for Payne.
He does.
He's the greatest front row of all time. So I don't know. I've just felt like this was one of the worst games that I've seen us lose in the sense of competitive edge and game control as well, I suppose. Like,
Yeah.
it just Queensland wanted it more, and their halves controlled, didn't overplay their hands.
Did we see Munster last night?
Did we need to?
Barely. Another captain's knock. Another captain's knock.
Well, that's the play of the series, isn't it? The play of the series is Billy making him captain.
Yeah.
And I think I said that to you last week. That could have been something that last Origin, sorry. That could have been something that we
Like
see
an
as the play
oversight.
of the series, and that's exactly what it was. But it's him, and it also coincided with bringing Tommy Dearden in. Like,
Yeah.
give him his flowers, man. He deserved that. He was definitely the man of the series from 2 games.
He was.
Even
Definitely.
if
He come on and made an impact in the first game, though.
for sure,
People keep forgetting. They keep saying he played 2 games. He played 3, but he played off the bench.
off the bench, yeah.
And he was impressive. The whole reason why, shout out to SJ, he was also calling for him to probably go Cherry Evans to Dearden.
Straight away, yeah.
Direct attack, Mez. I know, yes, they're tied forwards. He did it again.
Yeah.
They kept running forward, attacking the line, rolling New South Wales backwards, and then at the end, dummy, gets through Luai. Luai made some really good defensive decisions and
he
tackled
was-
him. Great first contact.
He
but
was
just
really
towards
good.
the end,
Yeah.
they picked it out and they rolled him down the field. A couple repeat sets,
Mm-hmm.
and then you get through and score the game winner and win them in the series.
Yeah, but that's the repetitiveness of being able to go give to the line, give. Same play again, same play.
Yeah.
And then Luai, he'd be sitting there every night. Laurie would be going, bro, look at the notepad. On the notepad, but don't take a Dearden dummy. Don't take a Dearden dummy. So he's thought that all game, and he's looked up and Dearden's give. And then he goes, you know what? This time, I've got to try something. I'm going to go with the ball, and then bang.
Yeah, because
Picks
he's
the
going to give
perfect
again.
moment.
He's going to give. It's the last minute. He has to give. He won't beat me. Beats him and scores a try.
Fuck now. I think that was the one that hurt me. That's when I was like, okay, it's
Shattered
done.
your confidence?
It's done, bro. It's done. I just came here.
Yeah. Bought tickets for your best friend.
So much hurt, bro.
Yeah. I can
It
see
hurts
that.
more now than it did yesterday.
Well, you're reliving it all.
Sunk in.
We have to talk about it.
But it's also sunk in. It's I don't know, bro. Where do you start with Queensland, man? We just went through New South Wales. I don't even want to talk about New South Wales anymore. But
Well, we'll talk a little bit about Queensland. It doesn't need to be too much. we know what they did right.
Yeah.
I think, and we also talked about Dearden. People might be like, oh, but he dummied heaps. But he didn't dummy towards the attacking line. Same as Munster in game 2. It was just dummy and run. Just take the tackle. Shitty tackle.
Yeah.
When he got
It's a
into
settler.
the back line, Dearden would pass.
Yeah.
Pass. One dummy, but pass. And
Or a double
they did-
pump.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you just take it. You don't have to. Not every play. If you're rolling forward, that's all you need. Not every play has to be an attacking play.
No.
But you can also like defensively attack. Your defense can move, but when you have the ball, you can also pull back that defense from literally just straightening up. And they'd go, you could see it. You could see the defensive line. They looked like, what's happening? There's something every time the halves get the ball, there's something going on. It was a complete opposite from Queensland's New South Wales halves.
Yeah. That you need your halves to be engaging defenders.
Threatening.
And all it is even if it's a change in the hips, in the one step, that's all they need. They need the even a half turn.
It's Katoa.
It's a half turn, bro. It's all you need in the NRL to be beaten, let alone State of Origin.
Yeah.
It was.
Could be well coached as well. Could be a coach thing. Because you know that shape's coming.
But that's
Penrith v Melbourne.
yeah. It is really good, and I guarantee you they had Cooper Cronk, Cameron Smith, all of those guys were in and around that camp. JT.
This is how we'd beat Penrith. This is how we'd beat Penrith.
It's scary
This is our
because
game plan.
like the team that beat us 8 in a row, and now the coaching staff that are starting to beat us. It's if you see my face right now, it's like disbelief.
It's actually one of the best things for Queensland ever, isn't it? Billy Slater as coach too. Coming out this series, a lot more emotion in it. Obviously, reason to be emotional.
I think
too.
there's reason to be emotional.
Reason to be emotional.
But, bro, he can't
things
keep
that happened, and he brings up the.
I think he's got another year in him, Billy, because if he was to coach like that every year, the emotional toll that it would
I feel
take
like he's
on
an
his
emotional
body.
man though. You got to be as a fullback. You got to be loud, emotional.
Yeah.
You got to be heard.
But I feel like he probably when he played, like he has a lot more control on what's happening. But from the coach's box, man, you're preparing everyone, and then it's up to everyone else.
Did it look like they had control? I think that was the most control they look like they've had all game.
Well,
All series.
they started shaky, but they consolidated really well. We questioned why they actually took that penalty goal early.
Yeah.
But I think they were just calming themselves down. They were like, the occasion's here. We know we have
at
the
New South Wales
emotion.
home.
We know
Yeah.
we have the emotion. We're going to get them in the back end. Let's just settle themselves.
That hit. Seeing that
Valentine.
hit, Valentine Holmes on Angus Crichton, the whiplash. I feel like we felt it.
Biggest hit I've felt at a game.
Biggest hit I've seen at a game.
Yeah.
Maybe not on TV.
No, live.
Mahe Whenua. Shout out Mahe Whenua. Never saw him. Never saw any of those Manly boys, to be honest. I actually didn't see any. I'm glad I didn't.
Yeah. Matt I.
Manly suck.
George Tafua.
Just a few.
Hashtag Manly suck. Yes.
Who did I say?
You said Mane Whenua.
Who the hell's that?
Mane Whenua.
It is a player, isn't it?
Yeah, Mane Whenua was I think it was a winger. He ended up at the Tigers.
Big
Ended
boy.
up playing Union.
Yeah.
Very similar build to Tafua.
Okay, good.
Yeah, built like a brick shit house.
Okay,
yeah.
good. Because I was saying the
It
right
is a
man. Because
player.
I was looking
It is
at.
a player.
I was thinking, did I stuff up both names?
Either
Just
that
then.
or we've just made up one of the best Polynesian
Names, yeah.
names.
I'm sure, yeah.
Mahe
Well,
Whenua, definitely.
Well, maybe I was thinking of the others. I'm not sure, but that shot
Yeah,
was the best. It set the tone too.
it did. And I love that he's probably 25 kilos lighter than him. Stood over him, whacked him.
Got to talk about the game from Valentine Holmes too.
Bro.
I think one of his best games in Origin.
But that's
And
what
he scores tries, but this was a different
that's what he does.
inclusion.
This is his game that he has at centre, the defensive game, which we now know is not his fault. Like the Cowboys, they're still leaky on that left edge, bro. And I can tell you, it's not Valentine Holmes' fault. All right, the work that he's done on his defense in the centre position and his contact specifically helped him so much on that wing.
Bringing that to the wing.
And switch sides. Normally a left side player playing right wing.
Different player again inside him.
Class,
So
bro.
good.
Class. It's whoever puts on that 5. It's gay guy vibes, man.
Yeah, it is.
It's gay guy vibes.
It is.
Just so many scars.
Hammer on the field taking advantage of the stray ball leads
Yeah.
to Dearden. You can't beat pace. We talked about it with KO Weeks the other day. It's incredible. That is all Hammer was there to do.
Yeah.
Don't take a Dearden dummy and do not have a staggered line with Hammer in the team.
Yeah.
Do you think Reece Walsh gets through there? I think he has the pace to do it and
But I
the
don't think
balls
he
to do
ices
it,
it.
but not the same way as Hammer.
Hammer's just
The slickness of Hammer.
Sleek.
The way he moves, sleek and slick.
Sleek and slick. Shout out to Fat Pizza. Fat Pizza's pizzas. They're
that-
big and they're cheesy.
Is that what they say?
Yeah, so you got sleek and slick and they're cousins. How good is that? I think Hammer, the reason he was selected exactly to
Yeah.
ice the 50-50 chances, bro.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it was, and that's exactly what he did.
They said under the high ball as well, he'd get peppered.
No.
Did okay, but because they went on the New South Wales went on the front foot,
We
he barely had a contested kick.
We couldn't. Our kicking game was, we were very bland.
It was bland.
Very bland. Great word.
Yeah, I
Great
like
word.
how you said it was mid game. You said this is Melbourne, but this isn't now Melbourne.
Yeah.
This isn't Loiero Melbourne. This is Cameron Smith Melbourne.
Yeah. This is like 2019, 2020 grindy Melbourne when they could take advantage of the ruck and the wrestle. And they just, like, you didn't see it coming. They just, every play, little win, little win, little win, little win. Fuck, they just dived over so easily. How the hell did they do that?
Yeah,
But go look at the 5 tackles before. And just slowly but surely they're gaining an advantage in it.
I think it stood out the most that Billy Slater beat Laurie in coaching towards the end. Nanai barely got a minute. He got a minute because Tommy didn't score. Because I said, "Where's Nanai? Where are those orange boots?"
Yeah.
Wasn't on the field. I thought, I just can't believe
boots.
Cotter's playing this long. Wasn't it orange and then Connor Watson had pink?
Pink.
Still had pink?
Pink.
Okay.
Pink and pink.
So he
Size
comes
sevens,
on.
ain't
What's that?
Size 7s.
So I was going to ask him. So I said,
Yeah,
sign him
size
and give him
sevens.
to me
Give him.
so I can wear him.
Yeah. Hope you play like him.
7.5. Yeah, I thought, why isn't he getting on? I think that substitution for when Loiero came back on,
Yep.
Cotter went off, or Cotter was playing middle, and then Cotter went off,
Yeah.
and then Loiero came in,
Nanai
but then
came in.
Nanai came in.
Yeah.
And it was just, that just looked like, it looked like New South Wales were responding to Queensland, which Queensland were dictating terms.
Yeah.
And it started when Kurt Mann came on. Kurt Mann came on the field and I went, this is brilliant. It's perfect timing. Then they responded 5-10 minutes later with the Connor Watson and then a Hutto Young
Too
a
late.
bit after that too. And the game was basically
Too
gone.
late. Literally the time. As soon as Kurt Mann went on, I looked at you and I said, we need to bring Connor Watson on now.
Now.
We're going to lose this. This 10-minute period is so decisive in this game. And we did lose it. That's exactly what happened, bro. Kurt Mann, bro. That guy could not have a position at the Knights. They didn't want to put him anywhere. Comes to the Dogs, solidifies a position as a utility /13. And I think he hasn't changed the game of a utility, but he's just perfect for it. Him and Connor Watson. Connor Watson now, with the injuries and stuff at the Roosters, has had to, I suppose, transform his body a little bit more into a 9. But Kurt Mann, perfectly built, perfect skill, just a really good selection again from the man, Billy Slater.
Another good thing, didn't overplay his hand
No, didn't need to.
again.
Didn't
You
need
get
to.
in there. I feel like Queensland has come in and they play their role a bit better. But is that because coaching?
But why?
Is that clearer for the players?
I'm telling you, I'd love to know what Billy does in terms of like discussion when you first come into the team. I reckon for some reason I just feel like he'd have like a 30 freaking page PowerPoint and he'd sit you down and he'd go, all right, this clip, let's look at this clip. This is what I need you to do here most of the time, right?
This is what I like about your
This
game.
is what I like about your game. Bang, bang, bang. This is what I think you can improve on. This is what I don't want you to do for us. This is what you do for the Dogs, but we don't need that here in Queensland. This is what you're going to do.
I like it. I think you might be right. I don't think it's 30 pages, probably 31, but I really like that because it's outlined. It's a very clear, this is what we need. This is your role.
Yeah.
It's very Billy Slater though. It's very Melbourne again.
Yeah.
Where Laurie and stuff have to come in and maybe over outthought the room.
But are they
Because
having...
you have the talent. The New South Wales team, we've said it all series, is a completely better team. Is just completely better. It doesn't matter who you're comparing. You'd nearly go, I reckon you'd go 11 out of the 13 players you pick New South Wales.
If we match them up, yeah, of course.
If we matched them up, I think maybe like off the top of my head, you'd go Tino over Max King if that was the matchup.
Yeah.
You'd go Payne Haas and Tino. Incredible.
Like our whole
Shout out
backline, except for Munster, would probably your 1 to 7 would be Munster.
Even then, if you argued Luai over Munster,
You could
could.
make the argument, but
you could make
I
the
wouldn't.
argument, but you would make...
I wouldn't.
Oh, I wouldn't. Oh, sorry.
That's just
I didn't
me.
mean to put it in your mouth.
Yeah, okay. Put
New
one
South
in my
Wales in your mouth.
mouth. Do you think maybe Origin's about managing personalities then?
Yeah. Well,
And Laurie just...
Wayne Bennett, was he good at Origin?
He
'Cause
was.
he's a man manager,
But
so-
think back to Madge last year.
Mm.
He has come out and said, you don't need to go and teach these guys how to play football.
Mm.
You literally don't. And he was that. Who am I thinking of? I'm probably thinking of Matty Johns. I don't want to take credit where it's not mine. So I think he said that when he was speaking to Madge was saying even Madge felt the emotion going through the tunnel was too much in the first game.
Yes.
So then they did something different for the second game and the third game.
I
It was
like that.
when I
Kind of
think
control that emotion.
I think that's the level that you need to be coaching at.
Yeah.
And I don't
Gauging.
think Laurie.
You need to be in touch.
I don't think that's.
I think you need to be in touch. You need to be in touch with your players.
I think honestly, it was like Madge was the ex we didn't want to break up with us, but he went. Nah,
the Broncos.
got to go.
And look how we're performing now.
Yeah.
He got them up. He got the boys up.
And
I
we
don't
were
know
there-
if he got them up.
And we were
that's
there at the
him,
door
but-
going, please, like, we'll let you do whatever you want. Please.
Yeah, we'll buy you whatever you
We'll
want.
buy you whatever
Yeah.
you want.
We'll
You
go
can
wherever you want. They'll go to hotels.
you
We'll
can
I'll
have-
buy you shiny things.
have the life that you like. And he went, nah, it's all
Nah.
good. I'm over here.
Broncos got Reece Walsh up there.
It's unfortunate, bruh.
Yeah, it is.
It's unfortunate.
The last one I wanted to talk about for Queensland, the
Yeah.
tackle on Brian To'o from Tommy Dearden.
Yeah.
Darren Lockyer-esque.
Darren Lockyer-esque.
The way he played last night, people don't give credit to Darren Lockyer for how tough he was.
Mm-hmm.
From fullback to six is a tough transition.
Mm-hmm.
Tommy Dearden was never a fullback, but that tackle, that had shades of Lockie.
Yeah. Well, again, it's all about managing that emotion, bro. Like, he just represents a bit of resilience. And I don't know whether if it's his red hair that I just referenced to Queensland or
I'm going to say maturity too.
yeah, the way that he's like, how old do you think Tommy Dearden is?
I'm going to say
24.
26 I'm going to say.
It's wild.
Maybe
It's
even younger
wild.
because he was very young at Broncos.
Well deserved.
Mm.
Well deserved. Every accolade that is going to come that kid's way.
Mm.
And I can tell why actually the North Queensland have said, you know what, we're going to build our club around this guy.
That's our boy.
That's our guy. Toddy, good decision, straight to 7, even though Billy probably rang you and told you to do it.
I love it.
Great decision.
I absolutely love it.
I just wish, I hope they find a good halves preparing for him at North Queensland. But for Origin level, he's going to give us plenty of nightmares for the years to come.
Yeah.
Plenty.
Okay, I think we've gone through the game enough.
Yeah.
If people didn't like this, let us know. And what you want to hear, let us know that too.
Yeah.
Because we want to make them better for the future. And this is our last Origin review.
It is for this year.
And our special, which we love. And shout out to Caxton Street Brewing Co. for everything you've done this year during our series. Our first sponsor.
First sponsor.
Well, actually, shout out to SC Rings because they were basically our first sponsor, sending us through the ring
Yeah,
for our
but
Supercoach winner.
For
But
our first proper partnership.
exactly right. Thank you very much. Check out Caxton Street Brewing Co. Our giveaway winners were loving life last night. And
Frothy.
not as much as me because I was at the game. It was all paid for by me.
Yeah.
All paid for them too. I didn't have the chicken wings. They win in the chicken wings department. I win in the experiences and life department because
Yeah.
I'm lucky to have the friends that I have.
1-1.
1-1.
1-1.
Although we'll be going to do both next Magic Round next year in 2026 with my friends eating
definitely
the chicken
will.
wings at the Caxton Street Brewing Co.
Oh, yeah.
Now that's a win. And this is all free advertisement. Now it's done.
It is. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
So that's...
It is.
It's actually a really good place. If you want to mix like sport, beer, footy,
Yeah. You should
good
hang
people,
out there
good
as well.
wings, good food.
Yeah.
Bro, if you're ever in Brisbane and you need somewhere to go, that is your spot. I'm telling you now. And that's not even the fact that we're a partnership, just it boosts that, obviously me here telling you to go. But yeah, it's just phenomenal, bro. You got to go.
It is.
You got to go.
What did you want to bring up?
I just wanted to say possession, 50-50 last night.
Jeez.
Completion rate, 82% the Blues, 92% the Maroons.
Yep. 40 sets each.
40 sets each.
Yep.
So literally bang, bang. Offloads, 20 from New South Wales to 5 for the Maroons. We had kicking meters, 660, New South Wales, 1,039
Wow.
for the Maroons. How good is
That's
that?
clear domination.
So effective tackles, 90% for the Blues, 85%
Okay.
for the Maroons. Errors, 11 to the Blues, 2.
Wow.
2.
Pushing the pass maybe
Maroons.
on the
Yeah.
offloads as well? Because that would be an error, wouldn't it? Leading to the hammer try. The throw. Oh, no. Would that be? No, it wouldn't be a missed tackle. Because I was thrown in from a
It was
Queensland
technically
player.
an offload.
It's not really. Yeah,
Technically an
okay.
offload. Even though that was
Wow.
we were forcing a mistake.
It was good defense.
It was fluky as
That
shit.
can be one of two. Yeah.
Fluky as, bruh. But interchanges as well. We only used 6 out of 8.
So someone didn't come on, or
No, we had 8, but we didn't use 8. We only used 6. Why? Why?
Yeah, it's a great question.
But can you tell? How fresh was that middle for Queensland?
Yeah, that's what
Constant
we were saying the whole
rotation.
time. That's exactly what we were saying.
Constant.
Yeah, I love it. I love that.
That's it.
Any
I'm done.
major changes for next year?
The coach.
The coach. Okay, give us someone then. We can't just go out and say he needs to go. Brad Arthur, Ricky Stewart. Maybe can he do both? Bring the emotion from Canberra into the camp.
There's 2 guys I want, but they both coach a club team.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know whether it'll happen.
Yep.
But I think it may be Craig Bellamy. Knowing Craig Bellamy, close personal friend,
Yep.
probably won't do it.
Mm-hmm.
The other one I want, Ivan Cleary.
I don't mind
Man
the Ivan
manager.
Cleary one.
Manager.
He's going to pick his son.
Doesn't matter. I don't think he would let that.
I'm just thinking, does he deserve it?
Ivan.
No, does Nathan deserve it?
Well, I'm not talking about that. Major changes for me is the coach.
Yeah.
Because the coach should just be then picking players based on form with no other bias, no allegiance to anyone.
Okay.
And I think you say every jersey's up for grabs except for pretty much Brian To'o and Payne Haas.
Stephen Crichton.
No, but there's no, like, we just saw him get shown up. I think, okay, well, New South Wales best, you can't, you have to give it to To'o, right?
I like Zach Lomax too.
To'o, Lomax, and Haas.
Lomax, I think, Haas is incredible.
But I think apart from that, every jersey needs to be up for grabs.
Yeah. I think Lomax would be up for grabs too. I know he's a good player, but if he doesn't come out and keep performing
To'o
the
and
way...
Haas will be the first 2 names on the...
Yeah.
It'll be already down.
Barring injury.
Already
For
down.
both.
I wonder if they probably won't get rid of him because he would have signed a 2-year contract minimum.
Who?
But Daly, Laurie.
Yeah.
Laws. Good old Laws. But major
think
changes, yeah.
We've got to finish on that.
Yeah.
I like
that's
it.
What about you?
For changes?
Nothing?
Both? Nah, no, right now, the halves is the only thing I would openly communicate about now. Openly, it'd be a question. It wouldn't be this has got to change. It's too harsh right now. Sit in it for a bit. Enjoy it as much as you can for the Queensland fans. Enjoy it as much as you can for New South Wales.
Can't.
The coaching stuff, though, they can take positives out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Game one, incredible. Game 2, average. Game 3, one of the worst I've seen. So it went downhill. What were the changes? What happened? You can see positives. You
Big
come out
review.
another season, big review. Same as an NRL season, big review.
Yeah.
It's a big camp.
Let's see how it bounces back, bro. What a state of origin.
We'll see how we go. Yeah. One to remember. My favourite. And why did we get this jersey? Thank you to the boys for purchasing this for me. 2025, my 30th year on the left arm. On the right arm, 1995. The last time, or I don't know if it was the last time, but a time, 1995, Queensland swept New South Wales, Fatty Vorton as coach. So that's why it was my birth year, obviously, 30 years. It just works out so well.
I think I want to put my jacket, my glasses back on.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Yep. Good old Johnny Cash.
Please follow us on Instagram and TikTok. I don't know if that's Johnny Cash. That was the other song.
The other one, I'm thinking of...
Yes.
I hurt myself today. That one.
Please follow us on Instagram and TikTok. Like us on Facebook. Subscribe on YouTube. Give us a wave. We're on YouTube right now. Wave back. And leave us a 5-star rating on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
No less.
Adrian, have a great week. Thank you for being such a good friend. Enjoy sending me a message tomorrow for my 30th and enjoy my party with everything hopefully reciprocated back to you for what you've given me on my birthday.
Sure. Okay.
The day before my birthday anyway.
We got there in the end. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I will have a good time because I've given you a good time. Is that what you're basically saying?
Yes. Well, you don't really...
No worries. We won't talk about that time in the spa then. Okay.
You don't deserve... You don't not deserve it anyway. Or whether you did that or not, I'm just saying it's because you did that.
Yes.
But you deserve a good day.
Thank you, mate. I hope that you get everything that you...
Well, I don't
need
really
to get.
ask. Yeah, I don't really ask for much.
Yeah, you
can't really
honestly
say
don't.
ask for because I don't.
Why do you think
Not
I
a big
said that-
asker.
And you're also impatient. So if you want something, pretty much the next day you're going to go and get it, or you've decided you don't want it again.
That's true. Yeah,
Either or.
big thinker.
Yeah.
So I know if I made the decision, I'm going to do it.
Like the PlayStation and FIFA. You'd ring me and say,
Shout out PlayStation AU.
So we need
Rugby League 26.
Rugby League 26, one PS4 and one PS5.
Please.
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 Thank
My
you.
30th is coming up.
Please and thank you.
It's not a massive present. I'm not
Free
asking
plug.
for much.
We're going to stream.
We are streaming whether you send it to us or not.
Yeah.
Cut that out, Hayden. Cut that out, producer.
Producer Pat. We'll call him Producer Pat from now on, I think.
Adrian, love you, mate.
Love you, bro.
Bye.
Go the Blues.